Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Connie with Prairie Paper Crafts, coming on today to share with you a project share, and if you happen to stay around, I have the video tutorial for one of these and also how I put the box together, or the treat bag. Basically it sits up, it's a treat bag. This is not my original idea. I saw this on Stamping with Amore's channel. I'm going to try to remember to link her channel in the bottom. I follow her. I do so many of her treat boxes and containers. I sometimes will alter the size if I need. I had my own embellishments and stuff different than what she did. She did this for a Christmas, and I remembered I had these pumpkin pudgy faces from Cuddly Cute Designs, and I thought, but they would work wonderful on there. So I started looking and I resized them. They're all except one at 2.7 inches, 2.75 inches high, and then whatever Design Space does decides the dimension for the width is how it worked. But just to give you an idea, the only thing I did different is I did matte my top piece, and this one is cut maybe a little bit smaller than she used, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. But I added some Nouveau drops, and I think it's orange soda pop on this one. And then what I did, I just used some dies from my stash and I started layering. So I have the scalloped piece that's popped up on foam, and then the black and orange and yellow plaid is on top of that polka dotted layer. Then there's another layer of foam. I don't know if you can see very well, there's quite a bit of dimension. And then I have the scallop black and white, no foam between the two, but the black there's a layer between there. So between the plaid and the black there's a layer of foam. And then the little witch head is also popped up, so quite a bit of dimension. The ribbon, or excuse me, the rose is from Really Reasonable Ribbon. I just added some Spectrum Noir to it to give it the glittery sparkle. There is a flower with this witch hat, and I decided to change it up a little bit, so just give you an idea there. The size of these, so they're 3 inches high. They're 2 inches deep, and I don't have any treats or anything. This is just a bag I store my little plastic pumpkins in, but just to give you an idea, they're a nice size, and they hold quite a bit, and you could even put some little crinkled the paper. I can't think of it all of a sudden, but the filler that you can buy. But anyway, this is the first one, so show you that. And then my next one is the mummy, and I do have a paper piecing video in addition to the treat box container, the bag, and how it goes together and what I did a little bit different. But again, I just used some Nouveau drops. This is Nouveau drops, also the purple little dots there. And this, I don't know if it's going to show very well on camera. There's this purple layer here with this little scallops cut out. There's a black layer on behind that, so it's offset. Don't know how well it's showing that. And then there's a layer, so the black layer is on foam tape. There's a layer between the black and this first purple layer of foam tape. This one only has one circle on it. There is no foam tape on that, between that and the purple. The mummy is popped up on foam tape, so I don't know if you're going to be able to catch the dimension on that or not, but there's quite a bit of dimension there. This is the only piece that's cut a little bit different size. It's 3.5 inches wide, and then whatever Design Space did for height. You kind of have to decide. I bring in a 3-inch square, 3 by 3 inch square, and decide, okay, what size fits good on here. I think it's going to work. So let's give you that, and I'm going to set that off here, and I have the jack-o'-lantern, the Halloween jack-o'-lantern. Again, I just have the Soda Pop Nouveau drops, and these are so easy to put together. I hope you get them. They work great for cards. You could use them as embellishments. There's so many ways to embellish these. You could do rosettes and put these on. You could make these treat boxes a little bit bigger if you wanted. I mean, they're so versatile, these files. I've had them for a while. I've used them a few times. I forget to go back and get them, and I just remembered I had them and I thought they would work. So again, this little guy is cut at 2.75 inches high, whatever Design Space did. Also, I did the same technique. I did 2 of these, like with the orange, with the scallop, and there's a black layer behind. You don't see it a whole lot, but it gives a little bit of dimension, and I like to add layers. So I've got foam tape between the black one and the orange one, and then this piece that it's got polka dots, black and orange, and then the white background. That is flat on top of this orange piece, and then he is popped up. So one more here to share with you, and I think this is possibly my favorite one. I'm not sure between this and the witch, but little Frankie here. I have liquid pearls for the handles. They don't match the best, but that's the best color I could find, and I should have hauled out white, but I don't know what I was thinking about, so we'll just leave it at that. But again, I did the same technique, the black layer and then the green, and then there's some pattern paper. It's got a lot of black in it with some writing, but it's far enough away from this darker color that it's okay. And then there is you don't see it very well, there's a scalloped layer in here that's green, and then the white, and I ran that through the embossing folder. It's like a bubbles embossing folder. And then he is also 2.75, and then however wide he turned out. So he is popped up, and then between the green here and this black piece there's foam tape, and then between the green and the bottom black layer there's foam tape, and then the black layer is popped up. So 1, 2, I can't even count anymore today. I've been at this a while. I think I counted 4 layers at one time, that 3 layers popped up and then in between. So those are my projects. I want to see if I don't know if I'll get them all on, so see what I can do here. Get the best I can. But I do want to thank you all for joining me. You guys have a wonderful day, and take care. Well, thank you for staying with me. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I put together the mummy on this, and then I will also share with you how I put the bag together. Apologize, I'm just getting out a tweezers. I thought I had everything out, and of course, you know me, can't ever be prepared. So sorry. Maybe if I take my glasses off, I can find it in this mess. All right. Should be in business until I need something else. Okay, so my mummy, when I pieced it together, it is, I get back to my Design Space, 3.5 wide, 2.503 high. This one's gonna, the little side pieces, the wraps will probably come off of the treat bag. I haven't put everything together, but that's okay. All of my white pieces, including the whites of my eyes, I have put gray ink around the backgrounds, just so everything shows up, because white on white doesn't show up obviously very well. So, and I should have had these sorted out. Do want to comment, if you make this, the first time I ever put this together, I had a terrible time because I didn't mark the back and the front. Like here, they all have a little mark. I didn't do that on the very first time I ever put this together. If you cut that out, that's a strong recommendation, just because it'll be so much easier to put together. But these pieces, anything that goes with the wrapped part of the mummy, I'm going to leave for now. I'm going to be taking the base piece, adding the next piece of the pumpkin that goes on. I'm going to try to talk with the pin in my mouth so I don't lose it. We'll see how that goes. And I just want to let you know I have a different tripod set up, so this is basically a trial for that too, and I hope it works. Then you have this long piece, and if you can tell, it's got little points on each side. That actually is the centerpiece, and it just fits right over that. If you wish, you could add foam tape between these 3 layers. They're 2 layers, however you want to do it, but you won't be able to do any eyelashes or anything around the eye. So I just want to share that with you. And I'm going to put these 2 together, and they 2 just lay on top. And then I'm going to set those aside for a minute and put the eyes together. These are very simple to put together. This is the only one that maybe takes a little bit of thought, but otherwise I thought they were very, very easy. So, and this, like I said before, this set is so versatile. It's fun for cards, treat boxes, and containers. And yep, that's an eye, but that's a nose. Go figure. I knew I would do that. Try this again. I was going to mention that. Be kind of careful. You'll have 3 pieces that are very similar. One is a little longer and narrower. That's a nose. Oh well. It gets quite covered up, so it's all good. Okay, so I've got one eye kind of over to the left. This one we're going to put the black a little bit over to the right. Just looking at the back to kind of see that they're together. Now, before I put my bottom, like the mouth type piece on, or glue it down, I just hold it here. Get it lined up at the bottom best I can. And then I put my eyes on, because I want my eyes to go behind these 2 layers here. So let's try this here. I need to get this more at the top so I can get it positioned where I want. It wants to move on me. And I have design space up today for this. Sometimes I have the actual picture, I just, I have design space up just because I want to see. I had grouped it all together and assembled it on the computer. So I had some idea of where all the pieces went and how it was going to fit on my box. So I can look at that, otherwise I'd have the picture in front of me. If you haven't noticed, I got a new paintbrush. I was amazed how much my other one had really fanned out, and I can get much more detailed with this and much more control. I use the other one for larger pieces yet. Didn't throw it away, but I didn't realize it was really time for a new paintbrush. But this is still the 1/8 inch angle shader, just a different brand. I like the handle on the other one better, but I couldn't find one like that, so oh well. Has a better grip. This what it's kind of like a silicone or something. I don't know, but we'll make this work. Just put in some chalk around his eyes. Sorry, I'm not fast at this, so I hope everyone is well. And, we've had more virus cases again around here, and just, I don't know, a lot of things going on. I'm doing okay with that. I just have a lot of other health issues I'm dealing with, so everything will work out. That's what I keep telling myself. And trying to be extra careful with this black because I don't want to have to try to come back and fix some things. So, and I also can't see where I'm at on frame. And then working over these layers I found was a bit more challenging on the other ones because you're going over the top and then you're going down one. So, and I didn't put the eyelashes on one of them before I put that bottom mouthpiece on. And I didn't like that. That was harder to work with. So I'm doing this all first. It's wonderful to be back to paper piecing. I have had so many appointments lately and have been gone from it and doing videos because I have been gone so much. I've had so many appointments and whatnot out of town. So I apologize. I'm finally getting back to this. I hope for till the end of August I'm done for a while, but I'm sure that'll change. But when I have to go out of town a ways to go to my doctor, it kind of eats up my day. So I apologize. I've been kind of gone for a while. There they are. I was looking for the teeth. I'm not doing anything with the nose. I don't want it to look like he's got, you know, nose problems, boogers coming out of his nose. He's a ghost, not a monster. I love how these teeth, if you look at it from a distance, it makes it look like it's 3D. I noticed that with a my hedgehog card. If I hold it away, I can get it to be the whole effect of it. If I look at it too close, I can see that it's just, well, if I look at this too close, the black pops out at me, not the teeth, so it looks like he has teeth. So it's hard to explain, but I think it's cool how this goes. Before I do anything further, I need to detail the eyes, just because some of this may get covered up somewhere along the way. So it's easier to do this now. Let's try to keep my computer awake here. Okay, and I'm going to come in with some white chalk. I also want to make sure that white is good and dry before I start trying to put on the other pieces and smear it somehow, because that would be me. I also found putting this little bit of chalk on in the mouth, and it may be darker to you than it looks. It makes it look like there's a lot more depth. I'm just trying to get the amount here I want. It may not show on camera real well, but it does have a lot more depth. I forgot to put some in the eyes. And you see I've got white chalk all over my hands. That's basically where my excess chalk goes when I start. And excuse my reach, I do apologize. We are going to start on these pieces, and I'm going to leave these 3 pieces till last because they go behind the little guy. So I am looking. I have one that, trying to figure this out. It should go something like this, but it doesn't. There's an indentation here and it doesn't really fit anywhere else, but yet I was trying to figure out where all my pieces are going. I'm going to do this one first, and this one I want it so it's the curves on each side are coming in to match the curves of the sides here. So get it the best I can. That's pretty close. And then there's a shorter piece that I do know is going to come over here, and I just have to kind of play with it a little bit. So I said these are this one's a little bit more, to me, involved. I'm going to put that on later. There are 2 pieces here that I want to put on. One is going to go, I think one is longer than the other. I have to look. No, one goes underneath, so put this one underneath. They somewhat overlap each other on the right side, well, right for me anyway, so again, I gotta pick this up so I can make sure it's coming together there. This one goes together more like that, so it's not perfect. It's not a big deal because honestly, when you give it to someone or do something with it, who's going to go to the computer and look at the original photo of it and say, well, she didn't do that, right? I mean, honestly, I just don't think anybody's going to be doing that, so okay, put that down there. Also, I don't know if you've ever noticed, when you are, the smaller you're working with things, you also have, it's going to be just sometimes a little bit off compared to what the computer might show. Just because the larger it is, the easier it is to get those pieces in the right place. I have found that out. And it seems like the computer has it larger, I believe, because a lot of pieces are larger when they import, and that's what it's going off of, so it has a lot to do with it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the pumpkin top on now. Get that centered as best I can. Worried my hands might be a little bit dirty, that's why I do it. Looks funny the way I press it down. I'm putting glue at an angle on this leaf because it is going at an angle on here. So it just the way I'm putting it on. I also put little marks on the back of these so I know which way I wanted my leaves to go. Go like that. Looking out the window, I'm waiting for it to storm again. I heard it thunder last night, but I don't know if it ever stormed or not. I sleep the best when it's thundering and storming. It's kind of strange, but all right, 2 of these. I gotta figure this out. So they're going to go like that over here. So I'm just going to glue them together first. It makes it easier for me to put it together. Just put some glue on that. This one goes down, so put some glue on it. And other than a little bit of detailing, it is done. These are so cute. I hope you guys try these. They are just a lot of fun. Pick it up a little bit, the glue wants to stick over there. That's all I'm doing with this. I'm going to leave it. I will be right back to show you how to do the box. So thank you for joining me. One moment, please. Okay, and now I'm going to share with you how to put the box or the treat bag together. Again, I want to stress this is not my original idea. Got this from Stamping with Amore. I will leave a link to her channel. She has some awesome, treat boxes and stuff that she makes in cards. And I use a lot of her patterns and then just either alter from there or add my own paper pieces, you know, and embellish how I want. So just want to share that. Things falling everywhere. So what you start with is a piece of paper that is 8 inches by 7 inches. So it's very easy. On the 8-inch side, you score at 3 inches down, so 3 here, and then 5 inches. Already scored these. So I'm just gonna, these will get covered up. So so 3 inches and 5 inches, and this is 8 inches. Okay, rotate it 1 time and you have your 7-inch side. I don't want to write on this because it will show, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, but you're going to score it, this is a 7-inch along the top, score it 2 inches, score it 5 inches. So again, 2, I'll just write on here, and 5, if you can see that up there. And then what you do is, so your 8-inch side is at the top, on this first score line coming down, which should be at the 3-inch score line. You're going to cut up to this first intersection here. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to see what I'm doing with these lights, so I might be a tiny bit off. I burnish when I'm done, because otherwise I don't get a good cut. You're also going to cut at the 5-inch score line. Again, just up to that first score line. And then on this inside flap, I cut it at an angle so it lays better. And you're going to do that on both sides. Okay, so come over here. Again, I'm trying to see where the light reflects off of my scissors for one thing, and it's hard to see. I should use my other one, but it's not very long blade, so excuse me. Those don't have to be perfect angles at all. Now, I need to get my phone folder again. I did do a thing or two different than she did, so I just want to share with you that in a moment. I also flip it over and burnish the back sides. Same with this. I do one side, flip it over, and do the other side. And excuse my dirty mat, I can't get it clean. I finally just gave up. Used to be a quilting mat that I used, and it works good. It's a table protector, so I mean, you get used and abused every day. You know, it over time just gets that way. So, all right, now what I did different. Again, this is my 8-inch. Excuse me. This is my 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 7-inch side. I'm sorry. And that's what you want at the top, is the 7-inch side at the top to work on this. I'm matting mine. I first took a 2 7/8 inch square, because what you'll end up with on the front is a 3-inch square. You can make a bigger, smaller mat size if you want 1/4 of an inch. Completely up to you. I'm just going to quick glue these down, or not. My glue is, well, talking with the pin in my mouth again. We've had temperatures in the 90s, high 90s, and about 70+% humidity, so it's like a sauna outside. It's so everything's kind of clogged up. Waiting for a break this coming week. Don't even go outside, so I have to fold this way so I can kind of see. If you're using a directional pattern paper, pay close attention which you're using for the top. What I normally do is go all the way across and consider that the front of my box. So I'm going to do, these are 1 7/8 by 2 7/8, because my side panels are 2 inches wide. Sorry if I'm a little bit out of frame. I'm trying to see what in the world I'm doing or not doing. And I am truly using up all of my scraps that I can out of my older paper. I have a new Halloween set I got last year for my birthday from Kim Ferguson, and I want to open it, and yet I want to get this used up. I'm thinking I might use it for a larger project. I'm not sure yet. But I thought, I'm going to see how these turn out. So I was just using scraps. So, okay. So this is the front of my box. I'm going to flip it around. This is the back of my box. This is the top. Keep that in mind. Again, if you're using a directional patterned paper, which I am going to be using here shortly, and it will make a difference. So, just to let you know that. Sorry, I'm just putting glue on this, trying to work as fast as I can, and sometimes that doesn't work so well. Okay, I'm going to work this again. Keep in mind, this is my top. What I did different from matting that Angie didn't do on hers, I took another piece of the box, their treat bag color, and I made these 1 1/4 inch high. I've got 2 at 3 inches, and then 2 at 1 1/4 inch high by 2 inches wide. What I do, get some glue on here. I put this on as an additional, oops, I bet I only cut these 2 7/8. We'll find out in a moment. That's what you do when you're getting tired. But I put it right to the top of the treat box. Well, this one didn't want to, just, it's a hair off, but it won't show it's black. Here's where I have directional paper. This being the top of my box, I'm putting this here. Okay, I did cut those only 2 7/8, but that'll work. It's all good. I want mostly the top and the bottom is where I need it. The sides already have a border, so it's okay. It should be 3 though by 1 1/4. I'm not sure what I'm going to be putting. I might be putting a different design on here, different paper piece, but I wanted to show you how to do this because I do know I have to make at least one more of these, if not several. So let's try to get this one at the top. How about flush with the top? I'm going to put the other 2 on before I cut these at, I wasn't thinking, but they should be 2, and I cut them at 1 7/8, but again, I need it for the top and the bottom, so I'm good. I'll just make sure that I manage to cover up the orange the best I can. And working with hard glitter glue, you don't have much room for wiggle time at all, as you can see. I think my glue has a problem tonight. It had been standing quite fine, but looks like I do. Lopsided. I'm trying to get this at the top. Okay. That little bit of part showing through, I can come back with a marker. I'm not real excited about that. Just showing you how I'm doing it. There's always a way to fix things. Marker, colored pencil, it all works. And these 2 look kind of dark, this against this, but by the time you can lighten it up by putting some lighter colored paper, like that lighter yellow or yellowish orange, You can use white. If I use a lighter paper piece, it'll lighten it up. So lots of different ways to fix that little issue. Like I said, I'm just using what I have. And if you think about it, it's a paper piece. I mean, excuse me, it's a treat box. It's not that. It will probably be preserved for more than a few minutes. So, okay, here, I had that upside down. Do I just tell you, be careful not to put it the wrong side together. All right, now I'm gonna flip it over. Take one tab, put some glue on it. You can use adhesive double-sided tape too. I'm just leaving it flat, okay? Bring this up. This bottom is sitting on the mat, and just bringing it together. And I come in and I just burnish it, and I probably can't see with my bone folder. Here's a hint. Do the other side before you put these sides together. You'll have much better luck. On this one, I'll just tip a little bit. Again, it's just standing up, just bringing this in so the bottom meets the work surface that you're working on. Don't, because keep in mind you angled your flaps, so you don't want them to I was going to say you don't want those to you don't want to bring it all because you're going to have it crooked. One thing you kind of want to watch, if you want your flaps to go toward the back of your box, watch that when you're putting your flaps in here together, because you see mine are going to go to the back and this is the front. If you do it the opposite way, your flaps will be coming toward the front, and I prefer not to do that, so just kind of be careful how you put this on. So when you're gluing those little 2-inch flaps or whatever, make sure they're gluing it to the back flaps here first. And again, I'm going to set this flat so I know I get it straight, so the bottom is even. I like to hold it for a moment before I come in and burnish it. I just do this, it just holds everything together really well. Just as if you're shutting it, like shutting a door, and it's just all flush. It just all works perfect. And then I got a little piece that's not glued down real well here, and that bugs me. I'm gonna fix that. Okay, so all of a sudden I lost, I can feel it. This is the front. Your handles are cut. Oh, I can't get a hold of them. You'll need two, 1/2 inch by 11 inches. What you want to do, if you have a grid, or take a ruler and mark 3 inches. See if you can see this. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to start here, glue to one end. Okay. I don't have my other ruler in here, or grid in here. Usually I just measure it at 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch in. So I'm just going to eyeball this tonight, and I'm going to use those little checks as my guide. I like to hold this for a minute. I'll do this. Don't laugh. I don't have any binder clips or anything right now, clothespins. Okay, do another side the same way. 3 inches, glue to the end, glue or tape, however you're doing it. Set. Take that off now. And you just are folding it like this, and again I'm going to eyeball this approximately a 1/4 of an inch or so from the edge. Hold it down so it stays good. Okay, I'm just going to glue that hold that for a moment. I have one more handle somewhere. And again, I'm going to measure 3 inches and glue. Gotta count. I went backwards to me this time. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to kind of eyeball it, have it flush at the bottom. Make sure it's straight. I like to burnish these down on the inside. I don't think I did the other side, so I'm going to do that quick. Just, okay. Again, come in 3 inches. I swear I just heard a dog bark. I think I'm hearing things. I know we have a couple dogs in the building, but I don't usually hear them, so. Okay. I'm going to burnish this down, and then I'm going to put the tweezers on it. Kind of hold it good. That is the box. That's the treat box, and then you will just embellish it however you like. It's done. So I want to quick put some liquid pearls on mine so they can dry for overnight or however long I take to get back to this. I use Nuvo drops and I use liquid pearls a lot. Just because I don't have a lot of brads, and when I make cards for soldiers it's easier because the enamel dots and stuff don't always stick and these don't come off. So there you go. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.